Picture this. At 90 years old, you still possess the same strength and agility you had at 60. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's a reality that could be closer than you imagine. The groundbreaking research I'm about to share with you today might completely revolutionize how you approach aging and your future well-being. Every single year, 1 in 3 adults over 65 experiences a fall, often resulting in severe injuries and devastating loss of independence. Yet behind these alarming statistics lies a surprisingly simple solution that cutting-edge science has recently brought to light. In our battle against age-related muscle deterioration, there exists a powerful weapon that has been hiding in plain sight for generations. A single nutrient could hold the key to preserving strength, stability, and vitality in your legs, regardless of your age. Recent scientific breakthroughs reveal an extraordinary connection between this essential nutrient and muscle preservation in older adults. This revolutionary discovery offers hope to millions of seniors facing mobility challenges. The significance of this revelation cannot be underestimated, as it paves the way for extended independence and an active lifestyle far beyond what we previously thought possible. Imagine maintaining your autonomy, continuing your daily activities without fear, and avoiding the devastating consequences of muscle weakness through this simple nutritional approach. This information is absolutely critical for anyone concerned about preserving their strength and mobility as they age. If this discovery is overlooked, the consequences can be severe, including increased fall risk, hospitalization, and loss of independence. Conversely, understanding and applying this knowledge could be the key to maintaining high quality of life for many years to come. Without adequate levels of this vital nutrient, your muscles will begin deteriorating at an accelerated rate. However, by maintaining proper levels, you can preserve your mobility and freedom for years to come. So what exactly is this nutrient considered vital, and why is it so important for your overall health? The answer lies in 2 words that will change your perspective on leg health: vitamin D. If you're finding this information valuable, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss our most practical health advice for seniors. Together, we're building a community dedicated to aging well and thriving in our golden years. When people think about vitamin D, most immediately associate it with bone health. However, its role in muscle strength and mobility is equally crucial. Research demonstrates that vitamin D deficiency can lead to significant muscle strength reduction, balance disorders, and increased fall risk. This situation poses particular danger for older adults who are already more vulnerable to household accidents. A comprehensive study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society demonstrated that seniors taking vitamin D supplements experienced 23% fewer falls compared to those who didn't supplement. Researchers have also established a direct correlation between low vitamin D levels and decreased leg muscle strength, as well as reduced walking speed in elderly individuals. According to additional research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, when the body doesn't receive adequate vitamin D, it struggles to absorb calcium effectively. This situation ultimately leads to weakening of bones and muscles, potentially accelerating the sarcopenia process. Sarcopenia, this age-related loss of muscle mass, affects nearly half of all individuals over 80 years old. In other words, vitamin D is indispensable for maintaining leg power, preventing falls, and preserving your physical activity level as you age. Among the senior population, how widespread is the vitamin D deficiency problem? A surprisingly high percentage of people, particularly older adults, are affected by this condition. Recent studies reveal that more than 60% of seniors have insufficient vitamin D levels. This data, highlighted in a recent article from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, shows that elderly individuals with low vitamin D are twice as likely to experience catastrophic falls and fractures. Vitamin D supplementation has proven to be associated with a 22% reduction in hip fracture risk among women over 65, according to a New England Journal of Medicine study. To ensure adequate care, seniors must take additional precautions since the body's ability to produce vitamin D from sunlight decreases with age. Several signs could indicate that you're suffering from vitamin D deficiency. The importance of vitamin D cannot be overstated when it comes to preserving bones, muscles, and a healthy immune system. However, a considerable population suffers from deficiency in this essential vitamin, leading to various visible health problems. Let's discuss the most common symptoms that may indicate a deficiency. Muscle weakness constitutes a significant signal that vitamin D deficiency is present. If you frequently experience weakness or instability in your legs, particularly when standing up or walking, you may be lacking vitamin D. This vitamin is a vital nutrient for optimal muscle performance. Additionally, this can lead to frequent falls due to compromised balance and loss of muscle strength, factors that harm stability. As vitamin D levels progressively decrease with age, older adults face higher risks than younger individuals. Bone discomfort represents another widespread symptom, particularly in the lower back, joints, or legs. Bones may become weaker and more prone to pain or discomfort if the body doesn't receive sufficient vitamin D to facilitate calcium absorption. Vitamin D is an essential component for calcium absorption throughout the body. A lack of vitamin D necessary for tissue repair can also be responsible for slow wound healing. The healing process may be slowed and infection risk increased when there's inadequate vitamin D. Furthermore, since vitamin D helps regulate muscle contractions, you might experience cramps or spasms in your legs, particularly during the night. Deficiency can cause people to have regular cramps, making it difficult to obtain restorative sleep and complicating movement in general. If you experience any of these symptoms, consulting a qualified healthcare professional is absolutely necessary. A simple blood test can confirm low vitamin D levels if needed. Your doctor may suggest increasing sun exposure, modifying your diet, or taking supplements to restore appropriate levels. Here are the most effective strategies for increasing your vitamin D production. However, let me share something that might surprise you about the optimal timing and approach. The most effective method actually involves a strategic combination that many people overlook. First, consider supplementation as your foundation. Taking vitamin D tablets frequently represents the most reliable technique for seniors to maintain adequate levels, particularly when sun exposure and dietary consumption are insufficient. Age constitutes a factor to consider when determining daily intake requirements. Adults between 50 and 70 years old should consume 600 international units daily, while adults over 70 should consume between 800 and 2,000 international units per day. Vitamin D3, also known as cholecalciferol, represents the type of vitamin D supplementation considered most beneficial because it's more easily absorbed by the body and presents superior efficacy compared to vitamin D2. Since vitamin D is fat-soluble, consuming it with a meal containing healthy fats is recommended for optimal absorption. Before beginning any new supplement regimen, consulting a healthcare professional about optimal dosage is essential for best results according to your individual health needs. Second, maximize your dietary sources with strategic food choices. Consuming foods abundant in vitamin D can help improve your levels and support overall health, though diet alone cannot provide all necessary vitamin D. Nutritional sources of vitamin D include fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and tuna, which are all excellent sources. Vitamin D is also found in various other foods. By consuming approximately 100 grams of salmon, you obtain roughly 570 international units of vitamin D, satisfying most daily requirements. Egg yolks constitute another vitamin D source, with a single yolk containing approximately 40 international units easily absorbed by the body. A simple and practical way to increase vitamin D consumption consists of consuming fortified dairy products including milk, yogurt, and cheese. Additionally, mushrooms represent the only plant-based food that naturally produces vitamin D when exposed to sunlight, making them an excellent choice for vegetarians seeking to supplement their diet. A considerable number of seniors may require vitamin D supplements to meet their daily needs and maintain optimal health. This is because obtaining adequate vitamin D solely through food consumption can be challenging. Third, optimize your sun exposure with proper timing and technique. Your body can produce vitamin D naturally when your skin is exposed to sunlight. Nevertheless, as you age, your skin loses its ability to maintain this efficiency. At least 3 to 4 times per week, you should make an effort to spend 20 to 30 minutes outdoors under direct sunlight. This not only increases the likelihood of avoiding vitamin D deficiency, but also improves your ability to convert sunlight into vitamin D. You can considerably increase the amount of vitamin D obtained from the sun by proceeding this way. The optimal time for vitamin D production occurs midday between 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon when sunlight rays are strongest. If you live in a region experiencing long winters or frequently overcast skies, you might not receive sufficient sun exposure. When this occurs, using a vitamin D lamp can help reproduce natural sunlight effects and increase vitamin D production. To maintain healthy vitamin D levels in your body, relying on dietary sources and supplements when adequate sun exposure isn't possible is vital. Fourth, combine magnesium for enhanced absorption and activation. Nutrition professionals know that magnesium is essential for the body to activate vitamin D. However, regardless of how much vitamin D you ingest, the amount of sun you receive or supplements you take, your body cannot absorb or use it effectively without sufficient magnesium. Incorporate magnesium-rich foods into your diet if you wish to stimulate vitamin D activation in your body. The most abundant sources of this mineral are found in leafy green vegetables like spinach and kale, as well as nuts and seeds like almonds and pumpkin seeds, and whole grains like brown rice and oats. People who have difficulty obtaining enough magnesium through diet alone may discover that magnesium supplementation is beneficial for their health. Magnesium benefits can be maximized by combining it with vitamin D, which can lead to improvements in bone health, muscle strength, and overall mobility. How long will you need to wait before seeing results? If you start with low vitamin D levels, it may take time before you notice results, as restoring optimal levels and observing notable health changes requires patience. It's reasonable to predict that after a few weeks, muscle cramp frequency will have decreased and your energy level will have increased. By the end of the first month, legs become more robust and balance improves. Bone density increases and fall risk decreases after 3 months. According to research, taking vitamin D for 3 to 6 months resulted in a 31% decrease in falls, a 35% increase in muscle strength, and a 40% reduction in fracture risk. These benefits are observed in seniors. Consistency in approach is absolutely necessary. Consuming vitamin D daily will greatly help preserve leg strength for the long term. The importance of vitamin D cannot be emphasized enough when it comes to maintaining mobility, preventing falls, and preserving independence. Since a considerable percentage of elderly people don't receive adequate care, taking proactive measures is imperative. Today, you're free to do the following. Having your vitamin D levels evaluated on a consistent schedule is recommended. Several times per week, spend 20 to 30 minutes basking in summer sunlight. Consuming vitamin D-rich foods like fatty fish, eggs, and dairy products is recommended. If you want to get the most from your vitamin D3 supplement, take between 800 and 2,000 international units daily. Spend time in sunlight and combine it with magnesium to increase absorption. Are you getting adequate vitamin D from your diet? Share your thoughts by leaving a comment below. When seeking additional health information, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more valuable content. At this point, let's conclude our discussion by providing a brief summary. Simply imagine being able to maintain your strength and mobility well into your 90s. Does this seem far-fetched? It's not. 1 in 3 people over 65 falls each year, frequently resulting in serious injuries and loss of independence. However, this risk can be mitigated simply through vitamin D. While most people think of vitamin D in terms of bone health, research has shown it's also essential for maintaining muscle strength and balance. Due to its absence, fall risk increases, muscles weaken, and walking pace slows. According to studies, seniors taking vitamin D supplements have 23% lower fall risk, and those with higher vitamin D levels have improved mobility and independence. What exactly is the problem? More than 60% of elderly people have insufficient levels. Over time, our ability to generate vitamin D from sun exposure decreases, increasing the likelihood of experiencing fractures or falls. Muscle weakness, bone pain, poor wound healing, and leg cramps are all symptoms that can potentially indicate deficiency. If any of these symptoms are present, a simple blood test can confirm low levels. Spend 20 to 30 minutes in sunlight several times per week to maintain healthy vitamin D levels. If you have limited sun exposure, consuming vitamin D-rich foods like fatty fish, eggs, and fortified dairy products is particularly important. Additional absorption enhancement can be obtained by combining magnesium with vitamin D. While you won't see immediate results, you should begin experiencing fewer muscle cramps and having more energy within a few weeks. Improved balance, increased bone density, and considerable fall risk reduction are all observed within months. Your ability to maintain strength, independence, and mobility for many years can be enhanced by taking control of your vitamin D intake. Keep moving forward and consider subscribing to our channel to receive more valuable health insights that can transform your golden years into your strongest years yet.